Hey guys! For once, I'm the first video of the week, which is really awesome because usually we have cool topics like the one I'm about to discuss. Everyone else takes all the good things, and I'm just left with, like, yeah, what they said. But, sorry I'm painting my nails, I'm in a rush. This week, starting today and tomorrow, I guess, we're talking about gender identity! Woo! I actually really love talking about gender identity. Um, because a lot of people understand it, I do believe, and also just because of my own identity. For the longest time, I identified as a cis female, which basically means I was born female, and I kept that identity. I chose to be a female, and so that's how I identified for a really long time. Until recently, when I discovered that there's more than just two genders. And I had never really known that, because most people grow up, like, I even took a little survey thing at my mall the other day, and the two options were for gender were male or female. But, I know a lot of people, well, in the world, I don't know, I only know one other person, identifies as gender neutral, and, a great way to sum that up is one of my favorite poets, who I actually didn't know she was gender neutral until recently. In one of her poems, she's Andrea Gibson, by the way, in case you wanted to look her up, the poem's Andrew. She says, "It's not that I thought I'd grow up to be a man, I just knew I wouldn't grow up to be a woman either." And that basically sums up how I feel about gender neutral, which is how I identify. And yes, I look really girly, but that doesn't really have anything to do with it. There can be very feminine people who identify as male, and very masculine people who identify as female. And there's no right or wrong way to identify. It's however you feel comfortable with. Like, if you can look in the mirror, there's a mirror over here, I'm looking at it, and say, I am a female. And it doesn't fit for me. It just doesn't. And I can't look in that mirror and tell myself I'm a man either. Because it just doesn't fit. That's not who I am. I'm neither. I'm nothing. I'm genderless. And I really enjoy it that way. But, explaining it to other people can be very difficult. So, I usually don't. I don't have preferred pronouns. Many people who are transgender, I know will have preferred pronouns. And that makes sense. But personally, I don't have any preferred pronouns. Call me whatever the hell you want, really. Most people just assume that I'm female. And I go along with it. My boyfriend knows that I'm gender neutral, and he does a very good job of correcting himself when he uses feminine pronouns and referring to me as a person rather than as a girl or a woman. And I love that. So, if you identify as cis, which again just means whatever you were born as, that's awesome. I'm really happy that you could be born into that body that fits you. And if you were born into a body that you don't identify with, that sucks. It really does. But I mean, there are great people to help you out, and people who have been there and know what you're going through. And I think there's a lot more resources for people now than there were, like, even 10 years ago. And it's 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But just look in the mirror and ask yourself how you identify. And don't just take it at face value, male or female. Some people identify with a third gender that I don't know what they really call it, but not male, female, not gender neutral, just something else. And so, yeah, that's what I'll have to say. Hope that helps.